I'm Patrick Cappiello from Pearl and Ash Restaurant in New York City. Today we're going to talk about Thanksgiving wines that I love to drink. For me, I'm a believer in the idea of having wines for Thanksgiving from the United States. It's kind of our holiday, so it doesn't make any sense to drink wines from other countries. And there's so much great wine from the United States, not just California, but many other areas in many other states. For example, the Finger Lakes region. A great way to start for me is sparkling wines. I think when you're first settling in, watching a little football, sparkling wine is for me the most exciting and most sensible thing to drink. So this is a sparkling wine that comes from the Seneca region in the Finger Lakes of New York State, Fossil and Till. It's a sparkling Riesling from them. After a little bit of bubbles, I think you want to move into something a little bit heartier, a little richer, and Chardonnay for me is always a great option. But Chardonnay's changed a lot. 10 years ago, we saw Chardonnays that were much more oaky and buttery coming out of Napa Valley in California. But now we're seeing emergence of younger winemakers that are producing lower alcohol, more food-friendly styled Chardonnays. This is Matthiason, one of the trailblazers for that movement in California. Once you're headed into red wine, I think starting with a lighter bodied red wine and then moving your way into a fuller bodied red wine makes sense. So something like Pinot Noir, and for me, Pinot Noir from Oregon is really a great option. This is from the Willamette Valley, more specifically the Dundee Hills, White Rose Estate. They're a producer that's working with no chemicals in the vineyards, so really headed towards that natural wine movement that we're seeing globally and doing a great job of it in that region. Bright and fresh, it's a good thing to have as you're just sitting down for dinner, maybe as you're just kind of dishing out the stuffing and some of the other dishes that come around, just starting off, and then you can transition into something a bit more full-bodied. And if you're talking about full-bodied wines domestically, there's one grape that makes the most sense, and that's Zinfandel. Dashe Cellars is one of the great producers of wines from this grape. It's a really misunderstood grape varietal, Zinfandel, I would say, because people more associate it with sweet rosés that were being produced in the 80s. But really, Zinfandel is a red wine grape that makes hearty, robust, spicy, and very food-friendly red wines. Perfect for stuff like dishes that you have at your Thanksgiving meal. As you move into your dessert side of your meal, you want to have a sweet wine. I think sweet wine and sweet desserts really work well together. And there are a lot of sweet wines that are made in the US, not only in areas like the Finger Lakes or other areas where Riesling is dominant. You also see wines that are made in a richer, more full sweet style. And this is a wine from Renaissance Winery, made from Semillon, which is a grape you would find traditionally in Bordeaux. So really, this is kind of almost a California take on Sauterne. Very sweet and rich and kind of caramely. So I think options like this are great options to consider. Domestic wines, Thanksgiving, totally makes sense. I'm Patrick Cappiello from Playboy.com. It's just the way it is.
It's always a gluten-free
That's
dessert.
good to know. I have friends who are gluten-free.
The almond flour is really nice because it kind of complements the stone fruit. So
I'm not
now
liking
we're
all
gonna
this
add
dry stuff going in here. I have a feeling this is going to start sucking even more. And what's this?